Here he is. This is Harry the Herdman. Oh, give him a little round of applause. Yeah. Right now, little Harry here. Harry is from the Lake District. Now, I don't know if you've ever tried to go camping in the Lake District. But every second day, it just rains. But this guy's a survivor. None of these other sheep breeds who like to live up there, he doesn't mind. He lives on bracken, blackberries, things that other sheep eat. This guy, he doesn't even need a fence to keep him in. He's what we call a hefted sheep. That means he's born in a valley and he stays in the valley. If he oversteps outside the valley, he goes, I don't feel very comfortable here, I'll just stay back here. This guy produces a black and a grey fleece. That is not ideal. We want white wool. He can dye any colour we want. He produces a little lamb about that big. That's not ideal. The kids, good things are worth waiting for. If we wait long enough, those lambs got the tastiest lamb chops you've ever had. But the really important thing about this guy, this is the guy that maintains that little bit of countryside, which we call the Lake District. This is the guy that keeps that little bit of countryside looking as beautiful as we can be. Really important we keep these little sheep breeds. Well, they behave themselves reasonably well, and some of them are nodding off. So I think another little clap for my 9 woolly friends there. Right now, every year we have to shear the sheep, and this happens in about April, May, June, July, just depending around the country. But before I come to my shearing demonstration, I can see some of you thinking, what's that guy got on his feet? Well, actually, these are shearing moccasins. Now, when it comes to shearing the sheep, we're actually holding the sheep with our legs. Not with the hands are too busy with the shearing machine, so moccasins go on the floor. Don't end up down there somewhere with a heavy great ewe arms. So we've got these wool felt shoes. Now originally it was to shear the sheep with a big pair of scissors like these here. These are called hand shears. We just clip the wool down on that. It's actually very hard work. Using muscles in hand, never really used before. When you've got 34 million sheep to shear in 3.5 months, you've really got to go for it. These really weren't fast enough. So today, most of the shearers use electric machine. Up here, got a flexi drive on this one. Right on the bottom of it is this little handpiece. This handpiece is a bit like a sort of barber's clipper, gentlemen and boys. It goes up your back of your neck. You know that horrible feeling? I said there's a few out there who've had a fairly close experience with one of these. Got a comb on the bottom, it's got a cutter on the top, and it runs down the skin, clipping the wool about 1 millimetre off the skin. We're trying to get as much length of wool as possible. Certainly speeded up things. The record now stands for shearing. It was broken by a Kiwi last year. 863 sheep in a 9-hour working day. That's about 1 sheep every 45 seconds. Now that is really going some. I'm not going to be shearing my sheep as fast as that today. Hopefully it'll be a couple of minutes. So we're just going to plug our machine in here. We're going to give it a little bit of a test run. And of course we need a volunteer. Oh, look at all the hands going up. Hi there, kids. Do you know what you volunteered for? No, I don't think you did. You volunteered for a haircut. And it's okay, because you won't need another haircut for at least a year. Well, sure. And there's a Lenny Lincoln Longwell lookalike down there. What do you reckon that about? Or should we stick with the sheep? Should we stick with the sheep? Okay. Give them a round of applause, because at least they volunteered. Right, well, okay, good for the song, do a bit of volunteering. I've got a little sheep in here that's going to do just the trick. The only thing is that sheep travel at about 45 miles an hour. I'm going to open the door. The sheep is going to be looking for grass and open space. It's going to be heading in this direction. Most of the time I catch it. Apart from last week when it all went horribly wrong. So now they tell me I've got to give you a health and safety announcement. Because I know in this country, you love it. So if the sheep is out there, okay, someone's a little bit wrong. Okay, if the sheep is out there and I'm unattached to it, it is definitely not part of the show. Just jump on it and enjoy the experience. Young farmers, no silly ideas. Deagle, try and stay awake, mate. Try and stay awake. I know it's been a long day. Right, so you ready, kids? Now this is so exciting. We're going to count it down from 5. You ready? 5, 4, 3. Hang on a minute. Sir, you'll need that camera on fast speed. Sorted. Right, okay. Try again. Right, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go. Ooh, 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 there we go, yeah. Pretty keen to get on with it. So the first thing we've got to do is to get it out of four-wheel drive. So we've got a four-wheel drive, full-wheel stand machine. And whatever you do, don't send this picture to the sun. Right, so if you like to sit it. No, she's not going to sit. So what we're going to do is we've got to turn the sheep over. What we don't want to be doing is lifting every sheep, because that's a lot of weight on our backs. We're shearing 200 or 300 of these a day. So our shearers have a little bit of a manoeuvre. Okay, talk about health and safety, manual handling. We don't want to hurt our backs, firstly, and secondly, we don't want to hurt the sheep. So we've got a little bit of a manoeuvre. What we do, just turn the head back, we roll her over, and we get her sitting nice and comfortable. Now, when I go to the barber, I like to make myself comfortable. Same with the sheep. So you sit them not on their tailbone, because that does hurt. We lie them slightly on their side, leaning back, and he gets us here. She's pretty comfortable, totally relaxed. Okay. Nice. This is not a pet one. One just keep gluing the wool back on every show. Ain't got a big Velcro system in there. This sheep never been shorn before. This is the first fleece. Now, kids, we can tell an age of a sheep by teeth. Let's have a look at your teeth, darling. Oh, still got a baby teeth. Who's still got their baby teeth? Yeah, not really at the back there. That bloke's got no teeth. Anyway, kids, she's a little bit different to you, and that she hasn't got any teeth on her top jaw. No, sheep don't at the front. They just have a hard pad. It sort of looks like your granny with her teeth out, really. Okay, well that hard pad, do you want to have a look? Yeah. Okay, because that hard pad, that makes sheep very good grazers or eaters of grass. Because what they do is they chisel the grass right from the bottom. So it's an ideal lawnmower, ready to keep the countryside looking nice and tidy. Okay, so red little girl, I'm Richard, I'm your hairdresser. We're going on your holidays then. Yeah, so what we'll do is do what we do in Norwich on a Saturday night, so home we go, darling. Right, now remember, just so get her nice and comfortable. Now this is not going to hurt the sheep. What we're doing is just running the handpiece over the top of the skin, okay, just like that, so it doesn't hurt the sheep. So we're going to start on our belly wool or our tummy wool. Now this is a little bit lower quality. Of course, most of the time the sheep has been sitting on it. So we're going to keep that separate. That'll go into mattress filling, sock making, and our lower quality wool products to that. We go nice and gently down here. There's two little things at the bottom we don't want to snip off. There we go. And I did just make sure that was a girl too before we started, because it's a bit embarrassing taking something off that shouldn't have come off. We then come into the sort of bikini line. Yeah, so ladies, if you're heading out on holiday soon, today's your chance. 50p. And don't worry, I'll pay you. Right, so then we start coming down the leg here. Now all the time using my left hand to actually stretch out the skin. Remember, my comb here is flat, the sheep is round and pointed, and we want the full length of the wool. So all the time using my left hand to actually stretch out the skin, or trying to keep the sheep as flat as possible. Just cleaning up over the tail. Of course the sheep doesn't use toilet paper, so it gets a bit mucky around here, kids. And you get these little bits hanging around. How do you like that for a Klingon? Yeah, that's what you get if you don't wipe your bottom properly, alright? Your mum and dad hear you rattling down the stairs with that one. We then start coming up the middle of the sheep. Now we start from the middle of the sheep because all the dirty bits are underneath the legs, and they're going to end up on the outside of the fleece when we're finished. And we can take those dirty bits off afterwards. So it's a bit like when you're doing your shaving, guys. You don't want to cut yourself, so you've got to stretch all your wrinkles out. And kids, you know, when you watch your dad, he does his shaving, what he does is he stretches all his wrinkles out like that. Same with your mum when she does her legs, she pulls all that loose skin out of the way, don't she? Mind these little ears, of course they've got our little ear tags on. All our sheep now have to have a microchip in their tag. It's all about traceability these days, because you want to know where your products come from. So we have to do our little bit on the farm. We have lots of inspections these days. And the kids, when you go to the supermarket, you put your shopping over the scanner. What's the little noise you hear? Beep. You know what you're reading? The barcode. So over the lamb chops, because this is the new season's lamb just on the market. So slamming the lamb, chuck it on the barbie. It's a little bit worrying for us farmers at the moment, what with Brexit and all that, because 60% of our lamb is exported to France. And that's because they're prepared to pay more for it than you are. So a little bit worrying moment. So help out the farmers, go and buy local. and let them offload those some of those stock. Sort of reminds me about France. I've got to do your hairy armpits, so I don't want you going away looking too European. Pardon. Down the last side now. Onto the last leg. Ooh, this is a bit that hurts me. My physio loves it though. And there's our little shorn sheep. There we go. Woo. Right, now shearers have a few little problems to deal with, which you probably didn't notice. Now kids, can you see all these wrinkles here? Yeah, do you recognise those? Perhaps looks a bit like your mum's tum. Ooh. Well, it's what your dad calls the cuddly bits, okay? We don't want those getting in the way. We don't want to give the sheep a nip and a tuck. So that's why we've got to keep bending the sheep outwards. We've also got these legs to go backwards and forwards. We want a nice flat surface here to work on. So what we do is we push this little button here, and that applies to that. Okay, for those of you who had 1 pint too many at lunchtime and missed that, there it is again. Same on the back leg. That handpiece is very, very sharp. You don't want to cut there, so just to make sure they don't pull a leg back like that, running the handpiece down there, we push this button here. Hey-ya, yeah! That applies to that. Very useful to know those little buttons. Yeah, well, these guys come to see me after the show and said, mate, just show me those buttons, will you? Right, now, if you think, poor little thing, it's going to be freezing cold tonight, don't worry. The next 24 hours, this skin is actually going to thicken threefold or 3 times. That's going to keep the cold out. Lanolin's going to come up. That's going to keep the moisture up. There's no problem at all with the sheep being cold. There we go, a nicely relaxed sheep. That's how we like it at the end of the shearing. Okay, we're going to see it again in about 12 months' time for his next fleece. Right, thanks so much, girl. We'll just roll you over. We'll just pop you back in here. In you go. That's it. And when the timer goes, you're about ready. That was a joke. That was a joke. Right.